Repo transactions, specifically term repo transactions, which we looked at in the previous video, are fraught with a few shortcomings. First of all, obligations can be squared only on the due date. 2. Even if the liquidity position of the borrower improves, he cannot prepay. 3. Nor can the lender call back if his liquidity dries up in the interim period. Furthermore, repo transactions are fixed lots and cannot be traded. In countries like India, there's a further problem because one of the counterparties to every repo transaction is the central bank. Therefore, the market is auction-based and hence limited room for price discovery. To overcome all of those shortcomings and at the same time maintain the discipline that goes with collateralized lending, a new instrument has evolved in the short-term market called collateralized borrowing and lending obligation, CBLO for short. The structure of a CBLO transaction is very similar to a tri-party repo transaction that is prevalent in some countries. Let's look at the structure and process flow in a CBLO transaction. First of all, CBLO is an obligation by the borrower to return the money borrowed at a specified future date. CBLO is an authority to the lender to receive the money lent at a specified future date with an option or a privilege to transfer the authority to another person for value received. This option to transfer makes the CBLO a tradable instrument and hence more flexible and effective than a term repo transaction. An underlying charge on the securities provided by the borrower for the amount borrowed is held in custody by a neutral entity such as a clearing agency or a collateral agent. In some markets, this neutral entity also plays the role of an exchange to facilitate anonymous secondary market trading in CBLO transactions. This in turn facilitates better price discovery, guaranteed settlement of transaction, and protection against default risk by either counterparty. These are achieved, as in any exchange traded environment, by marking to market the securities held as collateral, and if the mark-to-market value of the collaterals held turns out to be lower than the borrowed amount, additional collaterals are called for from the borrower. Remember, in most countries, participation in the overnight call money market and repo market is generally restricted to regulated banks and other entities that are specifically approved by the central bank of that country. As you can see, the CBLO market, apart from eliminating most of the shortcomings in the repo market, very effectively expands the base of participants by allowing several other entities such as mutual funds to become lenders only in the CBLO market. Remember, mutual funds and such entities are usually cash rich on a rolling basis given the very asynchronous nature of the inflow of funds to the mutual fund from customers vis-a-vis the timing of their investments. Allowing entities such as mutual funds to deploy their surplus funds in the CBLO market is beneficial all around because it improves the short-term liquidity in the financial system, it enables mutual funds to earn a decent return on their short-term cash holdings until they identify investment opportunities in long-term markets such as equity shares and bonds. In summary, the CBLO market serves as a very effective platform for wider participation in the short-term money market and a more effective deployment of short-term money without in any way jeopardizing the stability of the short-term money market.